Hello and welcome to today's episode of Dream Business, Dream Life. Today I want to talk about something that has the power to completely change how you grow your business, to completely change how you show up, and honestly, how you feel about your business and your life for that matter every single day. Today I'm going to dive into why we keep doing things we don't enjoy, especially in business. And more importantly, how that behavior might actually be slowing down your growth, how it steals your energy, and how it definitely keeps you disconnected from achieving your full potential. And today isn't just about theory. I'm going to give you some strategies, as I always do, some strategies that are going to help you to start breaking that pattern. So, why do we end up doing things we don't enjoy? Why do we fall into that trap? I think it comes down to three key things. The first one being conditioning. From a very early age, we are trained to value approval. We get praised for doing what's expected, not necessarily what's aligned or what we want to do. Well done, Emma. You've eaten all your dinner. So, as a child, I was being told that I clear my plate, I get praise. Every child wants praise. But what if I don't want to eat the sausages? What do I do? Well, if you've ever heard this story before, you know what I do. I hide them in a plant pot because I want that praise. I don't want to eat the sausages, but I want the well done Emma. So I do whatever I need to do to make it look like I've eaten them up and I get the praise. And here's a little tip to anyone that tries it. Don't forget to remove the evidence because trust me, it's not praise you'll get in a few weeks' time when they actually find the sausages. But anyway, today isn't about Emma's sausage story. So that's conditioning. Next, there's identity and fear. We start to, I suppose, identify as someone who follows through, someone who's committed, or someone who's hardworking. And so we keep doing that, even if it means we have to do things we hate, even if it means that we have to wear ourselves out in the process, because we identify as this person who is hardworking. So we have to keep being hardworking. There's a fear that if we stop doing the thing, people are going to start to see us as, I don't know, flaky, or worse still, a failure. I did this exact thing. I did it for years. I kept pushing through despite being burnt out and miserable, as my identity had become I'd become somebody who works really hard, someone who has a super successful business, and someone who just keeps going. I was branded a workaholic, and I actually wore that as a badge of honour for many years despite hating it. And then there's noise and FOMO. It's so easy to feel like you're the only one not doing some, the only one that's not at the event, the only one who's not launching a course, starting a podcast, posting videos every single day. So what do? You jump in. And you jump in without actually stopping to ask yourself, does this actually make sense for me? Is this aligned for me? And it's a sneaky little thing, this FOMO, because sometimes we convince ourselves we should like it. Or keep doing it, you'll grow to love it eventually. But the result? You're exhausted, you're frustrated, and you're wondering why nothing is clicking. You're wondering why it feels so hard. And maybe you're even starting to think, I'm not quite out for this. And here's the key thing I want you to take away today. Misaligned action doesn't just feel bad, it's inefficient. You're slower when you're doing something you don't enjoy. Your creativity dries up when you're doing something you don't enjoy. And you know what? Your audience can sense that you're not fully behind your offers if they're not offers that you enjoy delivering. When you're focused on strategies that don't feel good, you're literally distracting yourself from the strategies that could work better for you. You're so busy doing the things that you think you should be doing, the things that other people are doing, that you're not thinking about the things that you could probably do really well with. So let's think about how that could work. So you're struggling to be on Instagram every day. You think Instagram is the place where everybody is hanging out. So you need to create reels, carousels, stories every single day. But what's not happening behind the scenes is maybe you're not writing that book. You've been meaning to write your book for ages, but you're not writing it because you're too busy showing up doing something you're not enjoying. That isn't getting you the growth because people can see you're not enjoying it. Maybe you've neglected getting that new offer out there, that new offer that can change your business entirely. And over time, that is going to lead to burnout. It's going to lead to inconsistency. You're going to start procrastinating. You're going to start resenting your business. And when you do that, you're going to start questioning it entirely. And the real danger, the longer you build your business doing things you don't enjoy, the more you build a version of success you really don't want. So let's look at the part that actually changes things. How can we stop this cycle? How do you stop doing these things that you really don't enjoy? We have to start by looking at where you are right now. An audit, if you like. I want you to write down everything you're doing right now in your business. And I mean everything. Content creation, marketing, offers, admin, sales, every single thing. And for each one of those things, I want you to ask yourself, does this energize me or does this drain me? Am I doing this because I want to or because I think I should? Now, this is going to be a really uncomfortable exercise, but this clarity is so important. And next, I want you to think about your strengths because success happens so much faster when you build from your strengths instead of forcing yourself to be someone you're not. So, what are you great at? What makes you feel good? If you love deep conversations, maybe your zone of genius is long form content like podcasts or blogs instead of 15-second reels. If you feel most energized when you're in a room full of people, then you need to think about how you build in person connection into your business. That could be within your offers or it could be within your marketing. If admin drains you, but it's essential, then you need to be looking at how you can outsource it, how you can give that work to somebody else who will enjoy it so you can focus on the things that you love. The people you admire most in your industry, most of them aren't doing everything. They've chosen their lane and they've gone deep with it. And by doing that, they've been able to be consistent and their clients are able to be very clear on who they are, how they show up. Because that depth is what creates the results. It doesn't just give you visibility, it gives you actual growth. So you need to choose your lane and you need to stick with it. Now, I want to be really clear here. Doing things you love doesn't mean it's always easy. Sometimes discomfort is necessary. Maybe you don't love selling, but you do love the transformation you provide to your clients. But you have to sell to give the clients that transformation. That's what I call aligned discomfort. And that is totally different from forcing yourself to, I don't know, TikTok dance because everybody else is. And finally, when you find something that works and feels aligned, build systems to support it. Outsource the things you don't enjoy and focus your time on the things that light you up. I want to leave you with this. You don't need to do what everyone else is doing. You need to do what feels aligned to you. Because growth doesn't come from more effort, it comes from the right effort. So here's your challenge for this week. I want you to identify one thing you're doing in your business right now that you don't enjoy. One thing that isn't producing the real results for you. And then I want you to decide, can I stop this entirely or do I need to do something differently? And then I want you to commit to it. I want you to make it happen. So just one thing, one thing. And if you need any help with this or you want to share what you're changing, then you know where to find me. Thank you for listening. I will see you next time.